Hey friends, we're going to be doing my sister's plant chores today. She is currently out of town doing some big girl work, so TT Esmeralda has stepped up to take care of the plant babies. So I'm just prepping everything. I'm just going to use what she has. So we have some black gold soil. We're going to mix it with some perlite and orchid bark to make a chunky mix, which is basically what I use. I just like to use a chunkier perlite because all that dust is like not it. But I think after this she's going to switch, or I'm going to try to convince her to switch. But I'm just mixing that up, prepping our soil for all the repots we're going to do, which is not too many. Okay, I'm just mixing that up. And I'm going to go ahead and create a moss pole for her. One of her plants desperately need a new moss pole. And what I like to do is I like to put a layer of sphagnum down first. I don't complete the whole thing with sphagnum because sphagnum is expensive. And I also think it's pretty good to put soil in the back because if the roots go into the pole, it kind of gets a little bit of extra nutrients. That's my logic behind it. And I don't know, it may not be factual, but it works. Okay, so we're going to do that. And we're just closing up this moss pole. This is my second time using a moss pole like this, and I actually like it. I know that there's a brand that most creators use, which are the Thickly, I believe, but these are an off-brand from Amazon, and they work just as well. The only thing that I don't really care for about these is that they only have like one size. The ones that I see other people use, you're able to adjust like how thick you want your pole. But for the price, it works. And I'll have that link down in my bio or in the description if you're interested in these. Yeah, I've used these for my own and I'm now using them for hers. And that's another reason why I put soil in the back, because these poles are pretty thick. So they would use a lot of sphagnum if it's just sphagnum. We're gonna repot this fuzzy petiole that I gave her. Look at those roots, gorgeous. And I got this a while back, last year I believe, and then I decided to give it to her because I don't know, I just wasn't loving it. But now that I'm seeing her new leaves come in, I low-key want it back. No, but I did take my cutting though, so I got a little piece. But we're gonna go ahead and shake off some of that old soil and put this new pole on her and get her looking right, because she was just looking dusty on that pole. Seeing where I want my leaves to be, or her leaves. I might refer to these plants as mine, but I really mean hers. It's just the way I talk. But we're just placing where we want the stems to be at, and then we're gonna fill her back in with the same soil. The soil wasn't bad or anything, and she didn't have too many roots for me to upsize her, so we're gonna keep her in the same pot. The main goal is just to get her on a pole, so that way when she grows, her leaves kind of grow forward and start looking extra bomb, because she's already looking cute, but now she's gonna look cuter. But yeah, and this mommy is already at the top of her pole, and I need to come back and put another pole on her because I didn't expect her to be that long, but she is. I was gonna prepare to Velcro this down, but then I realized I did not bring my plant Velcro, and she doesn't have any on hand, so I just decided to put that to the side while I wait for my dad to find some zip ties, because he has it all. He's, you know, a hard Mexican man. He has it. But this root ball was giving me such a hard time. This is her Syngonium pink confetti. It's super cute, but it needs to be repotted. The stake in the middle had some sort of like bugs that are only attracted to wood. They weren't like plant pest bugs, but they were bugs that eat at the wood. So it didn't harm the plant, but I just wanted to get it out of there because ew. But and she said I can have a piece, so I'm just deciding what piece I wanted. You know, I gotta get the second best of the bunch, because she can keep the best because it's her plants, but I just needed the second while I was in the middle of this repot, my dad got me some zip ties to start with. So we're gonna go ahead and tie this shawty down and see what she's gonna look like. I had to put 2 zip ties together because it just wasn't long enough to go around the thickness. But yeah, I'm gonna put that around, and it took me a little bit of time because I had to figure out which way the zip ties go. Like, because you know, one side is like the texture side and the other side's smooth, so I was just figuring that out. And you can just see the excitement on my face once I got this up. She is looking so good on this pole. Y'all, don't this look so much better than this raggedy pole it was on? So I went ahead and went back to the Syngonium repot, and I'm just untangling her roots, getting as much of this old soil that I could off because this is the soil that came with it. So I'm just gonna put it in the soil that me and my sister used. So here you see me talking, and I'm just talking to my sister, and we were talking about chorizo. So backstory: growing up, I always had chorizo with eggs. So when I would say, "Oh, I want some chorizo," in my mind, automatically meant that I was gonna have it with eggs. So one day I was out with my mom and we were ordering food, and I just asked for some chorizo. And then when they brought my plate, it was like just the chorizo. Like, to me, chorizo is like seasoning. And so they brought me just a chorizo and a tortilla, and I was like, what the heck? Where's the eggs at? And so I was telling that story to my sister and realizing like that people ate chorizo without eggs. And she was just like, yeah, you know, if we didn't have eggs, we just would eat chorizo by itself. And I was like, girl, if we didn't have eggs, we just didn't eat chorizo. So it just didn't make sense to me. So we're just kind of laughing at that. But have you guys had chorizo by itself? Do you eat it with eggs, or do you eat chorizo? I've recently seen a video of someone eating chorizo with their potatoes, so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. I can see it like that, but to me, like, chorizo is always kind of like a seasoning and not something that you just eat by yourself. But I do eat it now by itself, but when that first happened, I was a little shook because that's just how I was raised. Her syngonium is officially potted up, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and clean off some of the leaves that need to be taken off that are kind of yellowing. She was just struggling a little bit, but now she looks a lot better, you know. And then I'm gonna go ahead and move forward to her little repots. She has a bunch of little Hoyas that were in small terracotta pots that I suggested that we put into some ceramics. She just doesn't have time to water as often as the terracotta needs to be watered, so we're gonna go ahead and move them to her ceramics. Luckily, she already had some saved, and they're cute and pink, her favorite color, so we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Look how cute. Here we have a Hoya Hushkavana, and then there's a variegated Hoya Bella, and then a regular Hoya Bella, and a Hoya Sigillatus. Now I'm gonna move back to this fuzzy petiole. My dad got me some more zip ties to use, and they had some pink ones, so we're gonna put the pink ones on. I know she's gonna like that little detail when she gets back. I sent her a picture, but maybe she couldn't tell, but it has some cute pink ones, sister. So I'm just finishing that up. Okay, now I'm just gonna move on to my next project. It's the variegated Epimeprimnum, I believe. Don't, you know, I can't pronounce things on here, but I'm gonna pot this in this cute little minty vase. Just goes with her aesthetic, but I think I ended up changing my mind. Yeah, here I go, changing my mind to the white one because it just brings out the variegation, you know. But we'll save that pot for something else. It desperately needed a repot because it was, the roots were just wrapping around. But she looks cute. I'm just cleaning my workspace so my stepmom doesn't get mad at me, lol. Now I'm just gonna give these plants a good watering. I brought them all outside so it'll be easier. Don't worry, sister, I protected your pants. But yeah, just give them a nice thorough watering so they can settle into the soil for the ones that I repotted, and then just some of them are pretty thirsty, so I just want to make sure they get a good saturation of water. I'm all finished with watering now, so here's a look at her plants. Gorgeous, looking great. I did reshuffle a little bit to kind of give them some optimum light. And thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, stick around, like, subscribe, watch some other videos. If not, I'll see you later.